So today, from the comfort of my bed, I want to talk to you about perseverance and what that means to me. As a child, my siblings and myself were taken away from my parents. My parents were heavy heroin addicts, and they were constantly high. Our electricity was shut off. Our water was off. Not sure how payments were made on the house. We didn't have a car. There was no food. Literally, we were drinking out of jugs of water that we would fill at the neighbor's spigot. And we broke into a house or two at a very young age trying to steal food. Anyhow, we were taken away. We were put into foster care. My parents went to jail, and while we were in foster care, we were separated, from each other. And I screamed nightly, and I begged, and I pleaded, for this strange lady, who took me into her home to please, get my mom, get my dad, get my brothers, get my sister. Eventually I made it into a home with my sister, and went through a couple more rounds of foster care, not having any clue where our brothers were. No clue whatsoever. No clue where our parents were at. We later learned, they were in jail and things like that, but we were so very young. So anyhow, it just rips the core of who you are from you. And you don't feel a sense of security really ever again until you start to rely on yourself. And that's what I try to do on a regular basis. So moving forward in life and learning to find happiness and learning to find that sense of security with myself, it's been an ongoing struggle, okay? But it definitely has taught me to push forward. You can't control everything in life. You really just can't. And that was one of those situations where you can't, but you can let the adversity in your life either build you and make you stronger, or you can let it consume you. And when it consumes you, you just go downhill with it, and at a faster pace. And I refuse to let that happen. Persevering and moving forward in my life meant that I would have to forgive my parents, and I would have to forgive myself for thinking some of the thoughts that I thought, and the feelings that I had was, that was hard. And learning to trust people, learning to, move forward in my thought process was probably one of the hardest things that I had to learn to do. That bad situation has served me well in life. It's allowed for me to be more patient with other people. It's allowed for me to be a better person than I think I would have ever been had I not experienced that. So for me, perseverance is always it's pushing forward to the next thing. Sometimes unaware, most of the times unaware of what the result's going to be. But if you know in your mind that you're going to make the best out of that result, that's when you know that you persevered. Because things, like I said, they happen. They're beyond our control. And, I think it's okay to be sad. I think it's okay to be upset, angry, and have all these feelings. So long as you don't just live in those feelings forever, and that you move forward. And it's, like I said, it's some of the worst situations in my life have served me well. And in the moment, I couldn't understand it. In the moment, it didn't make sense. In the moment, I hated it. Now, I wouldn't trade my experience with anybody's fairy tale life. I mean, I'd like to be rich. I ain't gonna lie about that. But I'm rich in other ways. So I do consider, myself very blessed in that way. And persevering in work means just pushing forward, trying new things, just unaware of how they're going to turn out, but doing your best, giving it your